Hello, my name's John. I'm 33, come from the United Kingdom. I'm an aerial circus performer, and this is my fitness story. Right, so about 7 years ago, I kind of accidentally joined a circus, which is, as it turns out, it's a thing you can do. You can run away and join the circus. And I saw these people doing stuff, and I was like, I work out, I can probably do stuff like this. And I wouldn't shut up about it for the entire night, where I was like staying with my friend, until he eventually said, John, why don't you just join the circus? So the next day we broke into their tent, and they were there huddled around a garbage bag filled with bread, and just stopped everything they were doing and looked us in the eye and said, hello, would you like some bread? At which point I said yes, and then also, how do you join the circus? And it turned out that what they were was actually a traveling circus school. It's actually the only circus school in the UK that travels and is an actual functioning circus. Thus began 5 months of probably the hardest training I'd ever gone through. Because before I'd done this, I've been a Thai boxer for about 5 years. I'd been doing bits and pieces of other things for years before that. I thought I was in shape until I started. The first day was just a nightmare. It was just sledgehammering stakes into the ground at 5 in the morning, desperately trying to get a tent up in time for a show that I had never seen before. As you go along, you start learning stuff and you start to change. Not just physically, but mentally. You start realizing that you're capable of overcoming a lot of stuff that would have just stopped you before. And you get used to a lot of things that are really weird as well. Just things like being higher up. What most people don't realize is how high 10 meters is. It's really high. At first, it's terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. And then, before you know it, you're 2 climbs from the top. So you're I might as well just finish. And that becomes more and more of a common thing. When I got here, there was nothing. There's precious few performing arts at all in Korea. So it was difficult to find anyone who would even understand what I was trying to do. So I'd go around all these gyms and be like, oh yeah, can I rig this strange thing in your gym? And they'd be like, no, it's too dangerous and we don't know what it is. But eventually I came across this pole dancing school. And it's closed now, which is a shame, but the owner spoke really good English and she wanted to have an aerial course. Yeah, so I hustled my way in, and effectively she let me train there for a while, and it was wonderful. That was where I re-skilled properly. And then when she closed down, I thankfully found this place a little while later. And they had a proper ceiling, a proper high ceiling that I could train real drops on. And that's when things really started to change. So the wonderful thing about Daegu is that there's a street for everything. It's brilliant. So we went to Summer Market and we literally, me and my friend Duna, we went around all these fabric stores, and we were literally just poking holes in fabric and trying to destroy it. And the ones that survived were the ones that we used. So this fabric, it's a 4-way stretch lycra, and we bought it, tested it out, and it's worked just fine. This one's lasted about 2 years. So. Before, I had the luxury of training all the time, no matter what, because I didn't have a job. But here I've got a job, so it's more difficult to fit training into your life. So what I ended up doing was getting jobs, and I'd work out when the free periods were. So effectively, I'd sneak off into a room that no one was using, or now I sneak up onto the roof of my building right now, and I train there. So the average training, the conditioning that we got given is pretty much the same thing I do now. So you do press-ups, sit-ups, squats, V-sits, more V-sits, something called a hollow rock, and some planks and a few other bits and pieces in between them. But yeah, there's a lot of core exercise work, and you learn, you do work on upper body strength, but I'm not that strong. You don't have to be that strong to do this. But most of it's coming from core and flexibility. Yeah, so recently we did a show called Weird World, and that started out as a show we did for my friend Nick, who has a rebirthday thing, and we kind of hijacked it and turned it into a variety show. And I had a friend come down from Seoul. She did some acts, and we had some singers, and then I closed the show with a silk performance. And it went really well. And then recently my friend Cheyenne, she's getting ready to go to film school, she asked me if I'd be able to help her do a fundraiser. I was like, I know exactly what we can do. We can make another show because I have a new routine. So we put this show together, and we were just trying to find other people to make an act out of. And I recently met some more burlesque performers, and I knew a fire performer from Seoul. So we got together, we asked them to come down, and they very kindly agreed to come down for free and actually perform with us. And they helped make a show that I think Daegu's never seen before. And hopefully it's going to be something we can keep doing. When you come to Korea, you have to find a hobby, you have to find a discipline. Otherwise, you're going to go crazy. You're just going to go down go-go's and drink your week away. It's far too easy, it's far too cheap. So you need to find something that's going to keep you occupied, something positive that's going to help you make yourself into a better person. Because that's pretty much all training is ever about. Training is about helping yourself to become better. Okay.
All right, great, thanks.
Right, let's get training.